Welcome to the latest Minneapolis City home match. I am Nate Morales. Joining me is John Bisworm.
Hello.
John,
where are we, Nate?
We are in beautiful.
I'll do your job for you.
We're in beautiful St. Paul, Minnesota, at Macalester Stadium, which is not in Minneapolis, I'll remind us, but
it's a rental for today.
Yep, we're renting it for today as we're in a makeup match, John. We should have been here. We should have been playing this game about a month ago, but air quality be damned.
It's a beautiful night tonight, though.
Yep. This game should have taken place June 14th. Here it is, almost a month later, July 13th, and it is Minneapolis City SC against FC Manitoba. John, the Crows are hot, if you can call it that, off of a 3-game road trip. They pulled 5 points on a trip through Wisconsin and Canada. Pretty exciting stuff for this team that was looking for a boost.
5 out of 9 is really good for a team that's in the bottom half of the table versus the top half of the table.
Yeah, top half of the table team like Thunder Bay, team like RKC, they're hoping to get those points, and if they don't come away with 7 or 8, they're upset. But Minneapolis City, kind of on a little bit of a skid, went into Milwaukee to play the Bavarians, came away with a 1-1 draw, and then made the trip up into Canada, drawing Thunder Bay 2-2 and beating tonight's opponents, FC Manitoba, 2-1. Let's talk about the table as we look at the Deep North Division of the USL 2. Up at top of the table, securing a playoff spot, our Thunder Bay Chill with 29 points on the season. Right behind them is RKC Third Coast with 22. Thunder Bay's played all 12 games that they're gonna play this summer. RKC has 1 left, and it's gonna be a home game against Minneapolis City. We're gonna travel to Racine next week or later this week, I guess.
Weekend.
Yep. This weekend. Look, here's the deal. The only reason Minneapolis City is watching this table is we're sitting 6th with 9 points, is that if we win out, we've got 2 games here, while everyone else has either played all of their games or only has 1 left. And if Minneapolis City wins out, beating Manitoba here and beating RKC on the road, we will secure a spot in the Minnesota Super Cup. As unlikely as that would have sounded 4 weeks ago, John, here we are. All we need is 2 victories, and we will leapfrog Rochester on the season and be able to qualify for that Super Cup along with St. Croix Legends, who are having a great year, by the way.
Come on, Bavarians.
Yeah. John, let's take a look at the player to watch tonight, sponsored by Twin City Orthopedic. He's been a guy that went on the road trip with this team, has been a vocal leader both off the bench and in the starting lineup. Tonight we're looking at Nick Hutton. Nick Hutton is a University of Minnesota product, a 4-time D1 track All-American. The guy is the wily veteran on the squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
30 caps, the most on the current squad. Nick's been around for a few years, and he probably would have, close to 50 if it weren't for some of the injuries he's picked up.
Yeah, he's still chasing the likes of Charlie Adams, Aaron Olson, Will Kidd, all the legends to try to move up that cap list. But injuries have been a problem for him. And this season, it's a little bit of a different space for him because he was our target striker for a lot of those years and is also on the rankings of the all-time leading goal scorers for the club. But he's made the switch now to the defensive area of the field. Started at outside right back the last couple games. Had to move inside to center back. We'll get into the rosters here in a bit, but he's going to be at center back again today. But with a guy who's a former Division I track athlete, whether he's 18 or 50, that's something nice to have when people are trying to hit the ball over the top.
Yeah, when you used to talk about forwards, wingers making the transition to like a right back or a left back position, John, it was guys like Will Kidd as he got older that kind of came to mind as a guy that is golden retriever like. He's always going to chase the ball. He's got the stamina to run the entire game. Nick Hutton is that kind of player. I will say, I'm remembering, did Nick score the first ever goal at Augsburg in our scrimmage against University of Minnesota?
He did.
Against his alma mater.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next up, let's move on to the Keys to Victory, sponsored by Pence Homes. As I mentioned, the Crows need a victory tonight and this weekend in order to qualify for that Minnesota Super Cup. So, John, what are those keys to victory?
Well, number one is carry over that momentum from that road trip. I mean, there was not only just the momentum on the field, but there was the momentum off the field. Some of those trips can be daunting when you're stuck in a bus for one 8-hour trip, another 8-hour trip, and then a 8-hour trip home. But it seemed to be, like we talked about, is that the brotherhood, like the collectiveness that teams get over the course of time, we've kind of accelerated that, and they showed it in their play, their continuity with each other on that road trip. So carrying that over. Number two is regain that tighter back line. That has been the problem with Minneapolis City, is the back line getting stretched or being under pressure. So having that collective togetherness in that back line and being, one heartbeat with four bodies is really important today against a very strong front line for Manitoba. And then number three is energy from the whistle. You got to have it. It's the end of the season. We've already showed that we when we do apply pressure to other teams, they don't have the opportunity to sit back on us and then just ping passes through us. We need that energy from the jump to make them uncomfortable in situations where we can get those turnovers and then create chances. Yeah.
Well, the teams are making their way out of the locker room. Reserves are heading to the bench. Starters are heading over to the sideline. We're going to take a break for a little bit of an ad break, and we'll be back with your starting lineups.
Well, before we do that, we're going to read the one thing that I always trip up on. That is, this copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United States Soccer League. Nailed it again. We'll be back in a few minutes, folks.
And we're back here in St. Paul, Minnesota for this Minneapolis City match against FC Manitoba. John, the players are getting ready to take the field wearing the Pride kits that they should have been wearing last month.
In the month of June, during Pride Month.
During Pride Month. These are wonderful kits, and we can admire them as you talk through who the starters are today.
We'll mention first that they were designed by former Minneapolis City forward Miles Stockman-Willis.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit of sentimental value to us, having a former player and a fantastic artist in the local scene doing that. But as far as how we're lining up today for Minneapolis City, in goal, making his third consecutive start in a row, is Evan Siefkin. Across the back line is Andrew Shazinski, Wes Lawrence, Nick Hutton, and Damon Humphreys. Filling in the defensive center midfield spot, making his return after a long injury delay, and that's Griffin Guierche. And then in front of him in the midfield is Dennis Mensah, Stevie Lamar, and the front three is Shea Bechtel, Hakeem Morgan, and Darley Flourville.
Guierche, good to see him back in the lineup, John.
Yep.
Here comes the team walkout. On the bench, you see Gabe Kuffel as the backup keeper. Mark Gallagher, Brian Lopez back in the lineup, which is great to see. Aiden O'Driscoll on the bench. He can do everything. Faden Oro-Okondu, who was so impressive last time out against Manitoba. Eric Contreras, who saved, probably came out and scored the only goal against Thunder Bay a couple weeks ago in our last home game. And Carson Pena. Starting lineup for FC Manitoba goes like this. Starting in net is number 1, Evan Barker. We've got number 19, Enrique Garcia. Number 5, Ricardo Sepulvedo. Number 4, Gianluca Bianchi. Number 23, Caden Tomey. Number 15, Justin Akili. Number 6, Mauricio Medina. Number 10, Diego Reveco, who really is a player to watch out for, John, in this Manitoba attack. Number 24, Kevin Garich. Number 9, Diego Medina. And number 14, Alessandro Collado. Not too sure on the positioning on these. We're gonna have to call it on the fly as they get out there. We didn't quite get that information from Manitoba, but we'll adjust accordingly.
Well, while we're waiting, Nate, for the ceremonial coin toss here and the playing of the national anthem, I want to thank some of our sponsors, Pence Homes.
Happy to.
When it's time to make your move, you're in good hands with the property experts at Pence Homes, a top choice for buyers and sellers all across the metro. Pence Homes, a division of Keller Williams Classic Realty. And, of course, good living comes from 2 things, Nate. Good soccer, which we're hoping to see tonight, and good brewing.
Word.
Between Minneapolis City and Mpls, you'll be living good every day this summer. Visit their tap room in beautiful Bryn Mawr or grab a 6-pack at a liquor store literally everywhere. Learn more at utepils.com. Why don't you do a couple?
I will. I would love to. TCO, thank you so much. Minneapolis City is in good hands with our longtime sports medicine partner, Twin Cities Orthopedics. You too can have TCO on your side with their wide range of specialty services to help you achieve your goal of full health. Learn more at tcomn.com. And guys, look your best with the only barber that you should trust in Minneapolis. That is Southside Barber Lounge, located on 38th and Bloomington. It is the spot for elevated men's grooming without all the nonsense. Make an appointment today at SouthsideBarberLounge.com. We're going to take a little break here before kickoff. Once again, this is the Radisson Red Minneapolis City versus FC Manitoba game. We'll be right back.
USL2 soccer.
USL2.
Beautiful night.
Yeah, perfect night for soccer. We'll be back with first kick. Thank you, Fish. National anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
duly dispatched. John, taking a look before we get started here, obviously a much different field than the Crows are used to playing at. Usually over in Augsburg, it's a little tighter, crowd's a little tighter. Here we've got this track added. It's a multi-purpose field.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of an intimate environment, which makes our game day experience a little bit more. It gives it a little more life.
Yeah,
I feel, because you're right up on the field. Where here you have how many yards is that? Maybe 25 yards from the fans, and these stands are huge. I mean, we're sitting atop in this very, very nice press box here. No disrespect to Augsburg's press box, but a little bit different up here. But it's higher, and so our vantage point's a little bit different. But I think that, the citizens, with this being the last home match of the season, that we're going to still hear them. But, it's a little bit nicer when they're rocking at Edor Nelson Field.
Yeah, like you said, these stands are about twice the height as the Augsburg stands and a little bit wider, too, because this doubles as a football field for what is a pretty decent program, plus their track and everything. Macalester has a little bit of cash to throw at stuff. So here we are. They've also got a couple bus shelters over there for the players to sit under, which is nice.
Yep. Yeah, I think as far as this game goes for me, Nate, it's clearly Minneapolis City has something to play for.
Yeah.
We talked about the Super Cup implications. We talked about the fact that we're trying to climb up the table, bring that respectability back to the club. We started it on that road trip. For Manitoba, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't really have a whole lot to play for.
Yeah, I mean, they're out of the playoff. They're out of the playoff hunt, and they don't have really a Super Cup. It's kind of a long trip that they had to make here just to play this one makeup game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that really is the question: are they going to come out mad that they had to even be here, or is just kind of a let's get this over with and get back on the bus situation, or get back to Radisson Red situation?
Oh,
because
I like that.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, thank you for being the presenting sponsor of our match tonight, Radisson Red. We appreciate you, and you house all the players, so I believe that FC Manitoba will be staying in your beautiful location in downtown Minneapolis. But the other storyline for me, Nate, is the fact that Coach Carl Craig is making his return back to the bench. He did not make that trip to Canada.
Yeah.
So are there going to be differences in how the team sets up underneath him versus underneath Coach Peter Rivard?
That's a great question. You think when they get together, Rivard goads him a little bit, like, hey, I was able to pull 4 points out of these guys without you. Like, what do we?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But we're moments away, folks, from getting this one underway, as the teams are they're done with, at least Minneapolis City is done with their huddle, their notes, as Manitoba is doing just that, getting things ready to go. I'm excited for today's game, Nate. It's been a while since we had soccer action here for us to watch.
In front of us, I know, right? It's usually just been hoping to limp through a stream, or you were in the dome for that Thunder Bay indoor
with Nick
game.
Hutton.
Yeah, with Nick Hutton, which was nice. Last time out, John, against this Manitoba team, when we were up in Winnipeg, the game was fairly even for most of it. It was only after Manitoba got a couple of cards, and especially a penalty, that Hakeem Morgan was able to convert, that anyone got on the scoreboard. Minneapolis City was able to put one more up. Manitoba got another penalty back, and that was it. Minneapolis City able to hold on for that 2-1 road win. Let's see if we can get something going a little earlier.
Well, and by and large, the lineup has been the same that it was on that road trip. I think the only difference being that Gierche moving into that central midfield position in front of that back line.
Yeah. Trying to keep track of things here. Oop, it looks like that was a nice tackle. It looks like Manitoba's got Ricardo Sepulvedo in the back, and we're trying to figure out where everyone else is. Bianchi on the near side, either a right wing back or a right wing.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's Bianchi right there, ready for the throw-in. Humphrey on defense. Looking central to Collado. Kind of a mishit shot there. It looks like that was Diego Medina.
Looks like there was really nothing to worry Evan Siefkin.
No, he was not concerned. Not concerned. John, you've seen Reveco before. I seem to remember his name from last year as well. What are you looking at when you see number 10 out there?
I mean, he's kind of that complete player when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think is maybe not where he likes to live, but when he's on the ball, very clean, always looking to go forward, try to find those areas of opportunity to score, and very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
So definitely want to make sure that whether he's kind of drifting in between that back line and the defensive center midfield, that someone's got a hat on him to make sure that he doesn't have the opportunity to have that space in order to turn and then get dangerous.
Looks like we are able to get a little more organized as far as positioning. So it looks like Manitoba is lined up in sort of a 4-4-2. They're being a little more flexible as far as who's staying back. Mauricio Medina hanging back deep.
Good block by Wes Lawrence. Captain on the day today, Wes Lawrence.
Wes Lawrence has been something for Minneapolis City this year, John. Come through the ranks, starting with starting with the segment squad, U23, and this is his second year with the USL2 squad. I know he did play with the NPSL last year a little bit, but I think second year at USL2, he's really come into his own.
Yeah, I mean, he's that tireless worker when on the defensive end. Like, yes, he may not have, no disrespect to Wes, those impeccable foot skills, the distribution, but what he makes up for in any lack of those is his work ethic and his ability to lock down attackers, and also his communication. He's very vocal on the field. So pairing him next to another vocal leader in Nick Hutton, I think, is when you have to kind of piece together a backline due to injury. We're missing Jonah Garcia. We're missing a few other folks. Great step by Lamar.
Yeah, nice step by Stevie Lamar. Here's Hakeem Morgan looking for some help in the box. Can he put a cross in? No.
Unlucky.
Hakeem ends up losing it. Well defended by number 4. That's Bianchi.
I mean, he had the opportunity there. Maybe looking for an earlier cross, because he had Lamar and Bechtel in there. Yes, they were marked, but putting that ball in a little earlier creates an opportunity of danger where maybe you get a deflection, maybe you do complete the pass, and there's an opportunity on goal.
Yeah, same reason they say just put it on frame, see what happens, right?
Yep.
You never know where that ball is going to rebound to if that keeper can't get it. What's going to happen if it goes through traffic?
Fire that sucker in there.
Bianchi waiting for something to throw in.
Back up.
Long throw forward, Medina.
Great ball by Hutton, breaking lines.
Excellent call. Stevie Lamar, another revelation in the last couple of games. His brace gave Minneapolis City the draw away at Thunder Bay.
What's a healthy Stevie Lamar?
Yep.
We haven't seen that, and he's kind of been cast a shadow underneath the injury cloud for most of his career in college.
Yep.
Since being a highly touted high school player in the metro area around Minneapolis and St. Paul, and no one's ever gotten a chance to see that complete Stevie Lamar, and we're starting to see a little bit of it.
Manitoba trying to go over the top. Lauren's able to get there.
Look at that great touch. That's what we're talking about with Rebecca.
Yeah, he had Gierchi tracking back.
Shazinski with the clearance.
There you go, Andrew. Up forward to Hakeem. Hakeem using his size, his power. Way to hold it off.
Great
and
ball.
This is Darley near side.
Here's where you want me to go. Attack with speed.
Oh, Darley Flourville trying to get cute. Play across his body through to Dennis Mensah. Cut out by Manitoba, but there's Nick Hutton. Long ball forward. That was Shazinski. My bad. Mensah gets there. Tell you what, John, these numbers not easy to see. Flourville has one. Struck with a lot more power.
The last opportunity for Flourville before this, you want to see maybe attack with a little more speed. They had the back line pinned down on the back foot, and he chose to try to make not an impossible pass, but a low percentage pass, when maybe attacking with speed he could have beaten someone off the dribble and gotten a better chance.
Yeah, it was a kind of a through ball he was trying to thread across his body, and that was just not it was a little too high difficulty for that the moment required. Sepulvedo looking to organize. Looks like coming near side here to Medina, or my bad, Bianchi. It's cut out by Humphreys, played back to Siefkin. Nice ball there and well played.
Oh, good idea.
Unlucky on the deflection there, but Shea Bechtel still going to put pressure there on that back line as he runs all the way, making Sepulvedo make a decision there and get the ball off his feet. And we're looking for Garcia out there, John. What are you seeing there? I think it's like that. They're pretty fluid. Pretty fluid on that back line. There's Sepulvedo again. Missing that, but Bianchi is there to recover. Long ball forward. Here's Reveco.
It's that tracking speed we talked about with player to watch, Nick Hutton. Like, typically, when you're faced with that over-the-top ball from a center back, Reveco gets that.
Yeah, that was nice. Hutton forcing Reveco to the outside rather than letting him cut in and take a shot. Manitoba cycling. There's Garcia. Cut out. Here's Hutton. Has to get rid of it.
Great.
Excellent clearance.
Back there.
Good work by Shea Bechtel to keep that in and clear it. Foul on Hakeem Morgan as 3 Manitoba players up.
I was going to say,
careful.
It's a matter of time there that foul gets called, because every time Hakeem Morgan has gotten the ball with his back turned to goal, there's been a blue shirt draped over top of him.
Yeah. West Lawrence advancing it up to Humphrey. Dennis Mensah. Mensah, another player, scored his first Minneapolis City goal last week, did he not?
He did.
On the season, that was
against Bavarians.
That was nice.
Great defensive work by Shazinski.
Hutton gives it away, and he's caught out. Shazinski tracks back. Oh, almost an own goal there as Siefken gets up.
Great save by Siefken.
Shot deflected, wide right.
Love to see a replay on
Whew.
that.
Heart in your throat moment.
Yeah. Maybe later.
Maybe later. We're going to take a look at this corner. Yeah, shot deflected off Gyurchi there. Luckily flew right. Ball in the box. Siefken goes up. It's a big guy. Here's Damon Humphrey, first to it.
That's what we saw out of Evan Siefken in that Canada trip. Oh.
Out wide to Stevie Lamar. Nice move. He's through. He's through the pressure. One more touch. He's through again. Not sure what happened there, but Stevie needs to take this shot. Please, shot. Another one. Oh, over the top.
Excellent individual effort from Stevie Lamar.
He wanted that all the way, and I understand.
He picked it up, nutmeg. Beat one guy.
1,
2,
3, 4. And right here, Dennis Mensah thinks, I'm going to take that. And Stevie says, no, man, get away. This is all me. Mensah should have buried that on the second chance, but what an impressive piece of individual effort from Stevie Lamar.
What that shows us is that Stevie Lamar came to play today.
He's ready. Over the top, Hutton tracking it down. Wes Lawrence on the clearance. Nice ball headed on by Hakeem Morgan.
And he's on.
Mensah to Morgan, and this is Darley Flourville. Can he get there? Keeps it in. Yes. Ball stays in. Nice touch from Darley, the Northwestern player. Does his man dirty, not once. Ooh, brought down, but no call. That was all ball.
That was a fantastic tackle. Good step by Lawrence.
West Lawrence catches Diego Reveco in the air, able to get that, keep that ball for City. Mensah challenge from behind. He maintains possession. Lawrence again. Can he switch? Shazinski.
It's the right idea. Manitoba did a really good job of closing down the passing lanes for him, and really all he had left to do was try to hoof it up the field.
What I'm seeing so far from Manitoba, John, is they're just trying to go over the top, seeing if they can beat Nick Hutton out of position.
It's a veteran move right there. Stop in front of the forward. Get the call.
I'm sure that's happened to him a couple times as the forward.
Yeah. I can guarantee that.
There's Wes Lauren's nice step forward.
Referee's playing advantage.
Yep. Ensa ends up hitting the turf, but Corville gathers it up. Nice bit of skill there from Humphrey on the back heel pass, but
Lucky for
deflect.
Matt.
Yeah, deflect.
Kind of fell down there.
Yeah. Stevie lets it roll to Gierchi. Gierchi, long ball forward to Bechtel. Can he get there?
And he does.
Absolutely. Bechtel comes up with it in the box.
Oh, they called the foul.
Oh,
I mean,
all right.
I could see it, I guess.
A lot of really good chances for Minneapolis City, John, and I think early showing that they can attack through a number of routes.
This is a different look for Minneapolis City. I mean, we have typically this season been the ones chasing in the first 15 minutes of a game. It's kind of nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, though, skill definitely on the field for Manitoba. They're not definitely not playing their scrubs out there. It's up to Medina and Reveco looking to split their center backs and see if they can get in on Siefkin.
Great touch by Hutton.
Evan Siefkin, John, another player, as we talked about on the podcast the other day, another player over this road trip that has really stood tall and come into his own as Minneapolis City's #1 keeper.
Yeah. No other color needed to that one.
No, St. John's starting goalkeeper. In a team full of big men, he might be the biggest. Morgan on the far side trying to dribble out of trouble.
And a Minneapolis City Futures product.
Yeah, he's been with the program for 3 years.
3 years now.
Long throw. Hutton has the long throw.
Yeah,
No, that was really nice.
Definitely an advantage to having someone who can throw the ball a country mile.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it creates chaos, no matter where it is in the field. Like, holy cow, this guy can throw it that far, and then everyone gets worried for some reason. Like it's anything different than a long ball coming in over the top.
Well, I think the difference is that you can't play it both ways, right? You can't play the throw in and play the long throw. If you're playing the long throw, you got to play it like it's a long ball coming over the top. So someone's going to be open. You got to worry about who you're going to cover. Shot deflected by Lawrence, cleared by Humphrey. Bianchi on the near side for the throw in. Reveco playing it back to Garcia. That's what's up.
One thing that
Siefkin comes up.
One thing that Evan does well is he commands that 18-yard box. I mean, he's a big, imposing figure. When you hear the thundering steps of a goalkeeper that big coming at you, you tend to hesitate just a little bit.
Yep. And that's something that, over the course of the season, Minneapolis City has had inconsistently, I would say, as a goalkeeper that commands the zone. There are some games when a goalkeeper tried to do it and it just did not have the skill set for it, and he got punished. Hakeem Morgan is in. Shot
through! There we go! All right.
Big Hakeem Morgan puts it through the legs of Evan Barker, and Minneapolis City is up 1-0 in the 16th minute. That's exactly what we were talking about, John. First goal coming late. Nice Selly.
Right in front of cameraman Daniel Mick.
Yep. That's what we love to hear. Been a while since the crowd has been able to hear To the Moon.
Especially this early in a match.
Yeah, a goal at home, 16 minutes in, feels good.
Great ball in. What's that, Mensa?
Yep, and right through the legs. Barker couldn't get down fast enough.
Right there, Barker has to make the decision. Do I cover the shot, or do I cover the fact that there's two open black shirts on the 6-yard box?
Yep.
Like, is he going to bring it back? And obviously, he made the right decision, but Hakeem Morgan was able to beat him low between his legs. It's a dollar fine where I come from.
It's a dollar fine all around the world.
But now here's the question we pose, Nate. We've scored the early goal. Can we defend it?
Yeah, can we? Well, not only can we defend it, John, are we going to keep our foot on the throttle?
Yeah.
Right? Are we going for the second?
I don't think that that's the problem. I think it's defending it. And I think that sometimes keeping the foot on the throttle is what gets us in trouble.
All right.
So it's that perfect balance between still continuing to attack, but also not getting stretched thin or making that crucial turnover in a dangerous spot.
I hear you. I hear you. Well,
drums getting loud.
after 17 minutes, Minneapolis City looking to add to their lead.
They look like they won it.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you talked about in the key to the game, right, John? Is what's going to happen? How does the chemistry that was developed between pretty much this unit on the field right now, how does that play out at home? How does that play out for the rest of the season? And so far, pretty good.
Great idea by Humphrey.
Yeah, really nice. Barker was kind of in a nice position to beat Morgan to it, but we just got to try playing those through balls in.
The Bizworms showed up.
It's nice. Good to see the fam down there.
Yep. Well, Dad's doing his second full-time job.
How much do they pay you for this, John?
0. How much time do I put in? About 40.
Yep. That's all right. You gotta have something that you love doing.
It's wonderful game day experience via the airwaves doesn't make itself, Nate.
It's true. It's true. Here we are again. Manitoba with one idea, and that's try to go over the top. Late slide in from Mensa. They're going to say
I don't understand that
caught
one.
a piece of Bianchi there. Not sure about that. Oop, my bad. Stepping on your cord. Pretty classic.
Come for a soccer game, leave with whiplash.
Yeah, we should run that cord through like a belt loop so that it never hits the ground. But then you're tethered to me. Nice. Stevie with a little bit of trickery, but he's just kind of dribbling in circles, and that's exactly, just like you said, what you don't want to do.
But he does well to track back, but we got to release the ball a little quicker, Stevie.
Yep. Limit those mistakes.
Well, he's feeling himself. Went on that mazy run.
Yards tracking back. Backwards pass to Barker. Sepulvedo. Forward to Garcia. Garcia's kind of advancing a little bit centrally, but then he'll drop back and almost be a third center back in like a 5-back scenario there. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of speed on him, so that's really good use of his abilities.
Ooh,
Oof, Wes.
Ooh, boy. So we're talking about those types of potential mistakes are catastrophic when you have a 1-goal lead for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, John, have you seen Manitoba change anything since that goal, or are those just 2 unforced errors that we were looking at there? Orville.
It was unforced errors.
Almost beats him to it.
I mean, they're still kind of parking 2 guys up top, and they're kind of passively pressuring.
Yeah, looking to cut off the lanes, the passing lanes, but that's about it. Yurchi, back to Lawrence. Good to see Gyurchi back out there.
Man, it's been a while.
Good to say it. Well, a little overcooked to Humphrey, but he's able to head it on to Flourville. Out of bounds by Bianchi.
You maybe try that long Hutton throw in.
I don't know, it puts him out of position. So you got a plan for that. And then if you see Hutton coming over, what are you going to do? Good idea.
Then you
Good call.
Slide Humphrey in the middle.
Free kick here in a dangerous area. I saw in the interview that Kyle did, John, Hakeem Morgan loves
himself a spot kick.
Loves a spot kick. Practices them. Stays after practice, both at St. Olaf and here. Said he goes when he went down to Costa Rica to practice last summer. Spent a lot of time. Scored his first goal of the season on a spot kick.
First goal of his Minneapolis City career.
Nope. Left-footed, puts it into the box. Looking for Lamar, headed on into the arms of Evan Barker. Is that Wes Lawrence who got a forehead on it?
Yeah.
I believe that's Justin Akili on the far side advancing. Runs into his defenders. Good work by Shazinski.
Good work by the referee letting that go. The advantage, we typically shake our heads at advantage calls or lack of at this level. And that was a really good decision by the ref. It was a clear coming together of a Minneapolis City and Manitoba player, but allowing them to continue the play. Mm-hmm. Albeit not fruitful, but allowing them the opportunity to at least try.
Yep. Medina, near side to Bianchi. They're going to cycle it. There's Garcia, like I said. Can drop back and play that center back, but he'll move up into the midfield a little bit to help out.
He came up on the left side.
Reveco working through traffic.
Work by Lamar.
Yeah, well defended by Lamar and Griffin Gearchi. Long shot trying to catch Evan Siefkin napping. Not going to do it. But now we know. Number 5, Ricardo Sepulvedo.
A green light.
That's well struck, man.
A green light from Manitoba.
Yep. That's the kind of rabbit you want to pull out of your hat. A little later in the game, maybe. Big boot from Evan Siefkin. Morgan looking for it on the bounce. Nice. Nice bit of control to bring that down.
It's been twice now that Mens has been beaten to a ball where he should have tracked back towards it versus letting the ball come to him.
Lawrence leaves his feet. Referee calls that foul. Yeah, it's happening on both ends of the field, right, John? On the near side and the far side. Reveco looking to put the cross in. Deflected off of himself.
Shouts for handball there. I thought I saw it, but ultimately the same outcome.
Yep.
What's a goal kick versus a handball? Two yards to the corner.
You received a raffle ticket for the Rad Raffle. Keep those numbers handy because we'll have 2 exciting prize packs to give away tonight.
Yeah, thanks to Radisson Red tonight, John. We've got the Rad Raffle tonight. 2 lucky fans are going to win Radisson Red prize packs.
Super rad.
1 at halftime and 1 post-game. Collado steps on the ball, able to maintain possession. Good work by Lamar and Shazinski on the far side, but then Lamar ends up kicking it right back into traffic. Here's Garcia. Is he looking for a cross near side here to Medina?
Not quite sure what that was supposed to be. We had some weather moving in, Nate.
Oh, yeah. Rain clouds straight ahead.
Hey, we're inside, though. Let's see what the Radisson Red weather report says.
Minneapolis City would like to send a special thanks to Radisson Red if you haven't gotten that idea yet. Radisson Red Minneapolis downtown specifically for extending their hospitality to all traveling teams and fans. Radisson Red is the official hotel partner of Minneapolis City. Again, Mensa
getting beaten to 50-50 challenges. And the 50-50 challenges where the intention is to pass to him. So he's got to get a little more active, a little more balls at your feet instead of on his heels.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, John, and something that we've seen a few games is how deep Hakeem Morgan drops as the striker.
Wide open. Play him.
There he is. This is Darley Flourville on the near side.
A lot of black shirts making their way in.
Mm-hmm. Mensa.
Smart to keep it.
Yep. There's Mensa over the top to Morgan. He's there. Oh!
Highlight reel.
Woof. Almost. Number 2 for Hakeem Morgan as he barely mistimes that scissor kick.
Well-timed run. If you watch him kind of point to the spot.
And a really nice floater. He put it there. There it is again. Ball over the top. Looking for Reveco. Reveco almost catches Siefkin out of position. That's just right of the post.
That Reveco Hutton foot race is going to be one to watch today.
There's Flourville tracking back for that pass. That's nice. Switching the field to Shazinski.
I'd like to maybe see Mensa get active here and fill that space that Morgan vacated.
Yeah, a little more central.
Yeah, I mean, when the target striker vacates space, if you're an attacking center midfielder, good idea if I get by Garcia. If you're an attacking center midfielder like Mensah, when the target striker in front of you leaves the space with the backline and brings a player with him,
Yep.
you need to fill that space.
Mensah, Gierchi, Lamar, now Shazinski on the far side.
Nice footwork by Andrew.
Yeah, these City players are
Feeling it today.
definitely confident in their foot skill abilities.
I know one thing that the coaching staff has been drilling in over the past few weeks, Nate, is not making that intentional pass forward early unless you know it's going to create a chance.
Sure.
And we've seen that early on. Like, how many times has Humphrey looked up and there have not been runners and he pulled the ball back to keep possession? That's smart. That's something that we didn't see in the early half of the season. We saw a lot of direct long ball that was going to nowhere or to one guy versus maybe 4 defenders.
Yeah, and so like you said, smart of Humphreys to cycle back, try to keep possession. And what came of that was a nice chance from Morgan. Bianchi working against Lawrence in the box. We're going to call corner on that one. Both men hit the ground.
Ball was already over the end line before the tussle came.
Manitoba ready to take this corner. Delivered, headed out.
Do it.
It's Big West Lawrence. Manitoba's going to try this again. Well cleared.
Cutting all over that one.
Mensah coming back just behind Bechtel there. That would have been a nice idea. Medina looking for something to do. Sepulvedo. Garcia looks upfield, opts for Sepulvedo right in front of him. That was Gierchi right there. Gierchi needs to play her back. I like the flexibility of Lamar that I'm seeing, John.
Yeah, he's dropping back more than we saw him more offensive in the previous opportunities he's had with City, mostly kind of out wide.
Yep.
or straight as a target striker. But today we're seeing more box to box from him.
Yeah, and it's working. You can see he's confident on the dribble. Like you mentioned against Thunder Bay, he got both of his goals on that left wing, but I like this dimension of his game. There's Morgan trying to turn, keeps possession.
Oh, unlucky, but Bechtel had 2 guys there.
No call. Ball played near
Fourville
side.
has to put his head down and drive towards goal.
Might make one move and make that shot. Take that shot. Darley Fourville, goal!
Oh, there we go. Darley Fourville roofs it.
Do you have a hardwire to the ear of Darley Fourville? Exactly when you said it.
You
Put your head down, drive to the goal. He went right at his man, made a move.
Well, what you have to do is show the defender something different. Put him on skates.
Nice shake and bake.
And what that does next time is that the defender thinks twice about closing in on you and maybe tries to give more of a buffer between you and the goal that they're defending, and then you have a better shot opportunity. So it's all about varying up the degree at which you attack. And before, it was very slow, methodical. You got to put your head down every now and then and beat a guy one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0, John. 31 minutes into this game. Minneapolis City looking extra motivated to come away with this W and put themselves in a great position to qualify again for the Minnesota Super Cup.
Oh, unlucky. lot of soccer left to play, though.
A lot of soccer. And we've seen
Rebecca is so good at soccer.
We've seen games turn on their head so far this season. Long shot, splits the uprights.
I mean, if you're Minneapolis City, you basically tell Manitoba, you can have that all day.
Yep.
It's making sure that, like we talked about, that tighter back line, so they don't have anything that can offer up a penetrating pass.
Minneapolis City sitting on 9 points on the season. Not quite bottom of the table, second to bottom, but it is already a 100% improvement from last year, as we were only able to get that 1 win and 2 draws. We've got doubled our win count, added another draw to it all. The improvement is coming. A little slower than some people might have liked, given Minneapolis City's past success in the NPSL. But this is a team that seems in the last couple weeks to really have its act together. Damon Humphrey with the shot. Morgan on the rebound, trying to just chip it over.
Great work by Barker getting off of his line there.
Yeah, got up, recovered. Still, Minneapolis City not content, looking for a third in this first half.
Why not? But be mindful of your defensive responsibilities.
Please.
I like the effort from Humphrey. He didn't try to overpower it. He just picked out his spot, and luckily for Manitoba, Barker was there to make a very nice save. But he didn't try to put his foot through it, and then ends up on what's that? Randolph? What street is that back there?
That's St. Clair, John.
St. Clair.
St. Clair. Barker getting up, commanding his position. Just getting that ball out of there. I'm not sure if he had a lot of hope of putting it at the feet of Reveco.
I'm not quite sure what he's doing there.
Minneapolis City back with it. Mensa to Humphrey. There's that nice possession-based decision-making you were hoping for. Wes Lawrence could be a dangerous step. But Hutton's there.
Smart. Veteran move. Player to watch, Nick Hutton. Speaking of families, I think I see Nick Hutton's 25 children and his wife down there. Sporting dad.
Say tipped. Manitoba throw in. Humphrey definitely is owed $1 from that nifty move he put on Caden Tomey. Right through his legs.
We'll put it to the end of the season party fund. Handball.
Uncalled, cleared by Lamar.
34 minutes in, Nate. 2-0 Minneapolis City versus FC Manitoba here in USL 2 soccer action. I can't say it enough. Different look city. Something happened in Canada.
Yeah.
Positively.
Yeah. You love to see it. We gotta think of a nickname for this city.
St. Paul?
That we're looking at.
I think they already nicknamed. I think
Here we
it's
are.
already got a name.
It's St. Paul, Minneapolis City. No, yeah, you're right. I mean, this is a team that's connecting with each other much better.
Nick Hutton is all over the place.
And I would say, play him on. You got Mensa moving forward. Is he on? Is he gonna say he's on? Yes, Dennis.
Yeah,
nope.
he was
There's the
offside.
flag up. He had flag is up. He had about 2 steps beyond that midfield line.
Garcia just angrily screaming at his back line there. Mensa could have bent his run just a few more yards on those hash marks for the American football hash marks. He would have been onside.
Yep. Nice and easy. This bright orange midfield line. Understand where it is. Ball delivered. Looking for Medina.
Superman?
Cleared off the head of Hutton, or Lawrence. Nick Hutton, tall. Fast. Not the kind of a different look at center back than Minneapolis City has been using lately.
Well, it's a different look than anyone gets out of a center back. He's a 4-time Division I All-American track athlete versus just like a 6'8" real tall guy.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, John, at this point, it looks like a phenomenal decision from Carl Craig and the coaching staff to start him, especially against this Manitoba team that really they're just looking to play that ball, lump that ball forward, and hope that Medina and Reveco can win the foot race.
Yeah, I mean, at times it's showed a glimmer of working, but I think that the continuity we're seeing between Lawrence and Hutton has been fantastic today.
Nice touch by Lamar, working his way out of trouble. He needs to get rid of that. Mensa recognizing that he was offside, so he's not going to chase that down.
If he said I was plugged into Darley, I'm going to plug into Stevie Lamar and just let him know that I know you're feeling yourself, Stevie, but maybe time to release the ball one touch sooner.
Yep. Yeah, every once in a while, Minneapolis City players get into this mode where 4 touch, 5 touch with every possession in the midfield. Not optimal. There's Akili working it down that far side. Cuts it into Collado.
A lot of black shirts, very compact.
Yeah. You know what's coming. There's, again, Sepulvedo trying
Give it to them
trying
all day.
something long range, like
All
you said.
day.
Whether it's Sepulvedo or Medina taking these shots from 30, 40 yards out, go for it. Please. Just about 38 minutes here. Yurchi comes near side to Flourville. Flourville turns inside instead of going back to Humphrey.
It's a good turn.
And that's a safe move. Why force it, right? Go back, reset, keep possession. We can get to this locker room 2-0, John. How's that feel?
That'd be real nice. Real nice.
Worth noting that the campus of Macalester College here is, oop, let's go Morgan.
Flourville's open. Or, I mean,
Yeah,
Mensa's
is that
open.
Mensa? Yeah. Morgan didn't see him. With the safety valve back to Lawrence. Charlie Flourville. Flourville with the back heel, looking for Humphrey. Humphrey with another back heel to Mensa. Mensa tripped up, no call.
The sense of urgency for Mensa is just not there today. He's looking a little bit slow on his decision making, on his checking back to the ball.
Stephen's got to communicate there.
He goes right back to the guy that was going to get it.
All 4 Minneapolis City defenders were ahead of that ball. They just needed to let that thing run back to Evan instead. Dangerously headed back to him and almost out of his range. As I was saying, Macalester College, John, in the heart of the Mac Groveland neighborhood here in St. Paul, Minnesota. A little different skyline than we're used to seeing. We're not bordering one of the major freeways in the city, which is nice. Played through, looking for Bechtel, instead into traffic.
Great move, though. Here's a big gap in the middle because
Stevie steps
Lawrence
to
went.
Garcia, maybe did not need to, and there's that ball through to Reveco, exactly what they've been looking for.
Told you, man. That guy is dangerous.
And Manitoba pulls one back off the foot of Diego Reveco.
That whole entire play manifested from losing the ball in a bad spot centrally and us getting stretched. You saw West Lawrence go on a run. It didn't end up amounting to anything chance creation on Minneapolis City's end. But what it did is it moved him out. Gierchi drops back. There's a huge gap in the middle. And Mensa and Lamar have got to occupy that space.
And here we are, 41st minute, 2-1.
Number 10, Diego.
But one more goal than we wanted to see, but still, Minneapolis City on top, hoping to go in the locker room with a lead, potentially threaten again. And they have been threatening. Manitoba has not really been able to adjust well to give a different look. Hakeem Morgan again using his size, his strength,
All day.
finally gets that call.
That guy's all over him all
They
day.
are hanging on him. Ball played forward. Can Flourville get there? Nope. Cleared out by Bianchi. Orange gets up. See, that's what you're talking about, John. Stevie Lamar came back to that ball,
Yep.
able to maintain possession from Minneapolis City. Ball looked like it was going right at Garcia. Ball forward. Oh, Morgan had it. I don't think he expected that ball to fall to his foot.
Well, and first off, he was not offside. He ran past the defender to go get that ball. But what a great idea. Loop that early one in.
Yeah, surprised
See?
everyone.
He's not offside.
Even Hakeem Morgan that it got there. Maybe he.
Mensa had time to take 3 touches.
Yeah, Mensa had a lot of space. And see Bechtel kind of putting his hands up in frustration. He also could have had an opportunity there if that ball was played through to him.
Now you look at I don't think unless anything happens in the next 3 minutes, lots of stoppage time. This is where you batten the hatches down. You do not go into the half 2-2.
No. Yeah, you want to maintain this lead. This is Akili making a run into the box, looking to put the ball in. Deflected. Corner.
Like if I'm the coaching staff, I don't send Lamar and Mensa here. I match up.
Looking for the one-timer, miss hit. Lawrence puts it out wide. That was Sepulvedo again, showing himself willing to shoot. That's the 3rd time.
That's the guy we don't want on the ball.
1-2 to Reveco. Reveco looking for someone open. I think that's Medina there, but he steps on the ball. And there's that long-range shot, this time from Collado, that is just not happening for Manitoba in this game.
I'm not a fan of creating that defensive wall, but given what's happened this season, I'd see the last 2-3 minutes out here with a nice thick black line on the defensive third.
Absolutely. Throw for City. It's going to be Hutton, if he can get it forward. Down to the feet of Morgan, who's dragged down from behind again.
At some point, you have to pull the card out, right?
Yeah, I mean, whether or not it's the same player, John, right? If it's a team behavior, someone's going to get burned for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where it's not even, it's very obvious that they're hanging over his back every time he gets the ball.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, but doesn't mean you can hang on. The referee's done a good job of making the call, but you want to eventually stop that at some point.
Long ball forward. Morgan gets up, can't get a head on it. Gierchi does. Cleared by Garcia.
This is danger.
Near side to Reveco. Humphrey playing him off. Reveco's got options. He's going to shoot. Deflected off of West Lawrence for a corner.
Yeah, I'm bringing.
As the 4th official has indicated, there will be a minimum, absolutely no less than 1 minute.
1 minute stoppage time is what we're getting. Bare minimum.
We're probably going to get into it here before the kick's taken. And we are.
There we are. So miss hit almost, delivered into the box low. That's Bechtel playing forward. Lamar holding off his man. Lamar with a touch to the wrong side, probably looking to lay it off to the left and keep Bechtel running. Nice.
Good
There's
tackle by
Mensa
Mensa.
coming back to the ball. Bianchi throwing it forward. He's got Sepulvedo there. Garcia. Long ball forward, switching the field to Akili. Collision, Akili with Shazinski. They're going to say it was off Shazinski.
This is probably the last play.
Referee says that's where you're going. Reveco playing behind off the shoulder of Humphrey. Humphrey's watching him warily. Not going to allow anything into the box. Bianchi back, and as soon as he passed back, that was the end. 45 minutes played here, John, at Macalester College. It's Minneapolis City 2, Manitoba 1. Let's keep this going.
We'll be back at you in a few minutes. Gonna go pay some bills. Stay with us.
That's halftime. After 45 minutes, that's Manitoba 1. Your Minneapolis City SC 2.
And we're back here at Macalester College. It's Minneapolis City versus FC Manitoba. City up 2-1. John, a lot of goals in this first half to cover off on, and it's exactly what we needed to see out of this Minneapolis City team.
Yeah, I mean, we had Hakeem Morgan with that great individual effort to get the dollar fine, not make the goalkeeper in the 16th minute. Then we saw Darley Flourville do exactly what we talked about, like drive at the defender. Was able to do a little bit of individual skill, then knock it past the defender and pick out the back of the net. And then the backbreaker for me was in the 44th minute for Manitoba, Diego Reveco, who we talked about was the danger man. It was a matter of time until he had that window, was able to pick out that spot, drive 5-10 yards, and put it past. Well, yeah. We'll call it 5 yards. The run was 10 yards. He dribbled for 5, but that's the thing. We talked about it after it happened. For me, Nate, this first half, offensively, awesome chances created. Mm-hmm. Defensively, locked it down by and large for the most part. Centrally, there's some problems in there. We talked about the fact that we like Lamar coming box to box. Too many touches.
Yep.
You can have those touches if you're at the 50-yard line and forward. Do not have those touches between the 30 and 50-yard line of the football markers. You saw Gierchi do a great job of filling space, but then Mensah's too high, and Gierchi's now then guarding 3 guys instead of 1, or maybe even 2, delaying until Lamar comes back.
Yeah. Yep. And like you said, with Mensah too high, he needs to also be tracking back and looking to receive the ball a little bit better. I think that's something that we've lost possession a couple times in bad spots because a pass is meant for him, did not get to his feet. Lamar, on the other hand, was able to track back, get those passes because, like we said, he's a little bit more box to box today, a little bit more energy, but he needs to get the ball off his foot quicker.
But if I look at the substitution bench for Coach Carl Craig and staff, I look at options to fix what we talked about. Mm-hmm. You have Eric Contreras. You have Brian Lopez. You have central players. You have Aiden O'Driscoll, who we know is very, very astute at rooting into the center of the field and pulling the strings. Yep. You also look at, if you want to add to the attack, you have Uru Kondu, you have Mark Gallagher, you have Carson Pena. You have some players who can fit in, and I think don't take away from what we saw. I think they make it a little bit better.
Yeah, and not saying we need to make any changes quite yet, because those 2 goals in the first half were the product of some really nice link-up, really good team play, and very different ways to get to threaten that FC Manitoba backline and eventually get to Evan Barker. And they weren't the only chances Minneapolis City had. So we're looking at chances for Hakeem. We've been looking at chances for both Dennis Mensah and Darley Flourville. Shea Bechtel still looking to get into the mix, but he has been in dangerous areas. Might be only a matter of time before Minneapolis City scores their 3rd, but we have to stay tight and make sure Manitoba doesn't come out hot in the second half.
There are goals that are going to happen in this half. You just hope. I mean, it sounds cliche. You hope you don't have more scored on you, but that's it right now.
Yep.
Like, can Minneapolis City, we talked about it, keep the foot on the pedal, but also move forward and play defensively a little bit tighter. But I think we're waiting a little bit here. We got 2 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back at you fine folks in a few minutes.
All right, we're back and looking to start this second half, the second 45 minutes of this thrilling matchup between Minneapolis City and FC Manitoba. John, this game is presented by Radisson Red. Thank you so much to our sponsors. We are raffling off 2 stays at the Radisson Red at tonight's game for the crowd in attendance. The first winner was already announced at halftime.
Looks like there's some substitutions that are happening. Looks like we'll get official word. Keep going. Keep going, Nate.
That's it. Though those fans are going to get stays at the Radisson Red. I believe it's a 1 or 2 night stay. Beautiful downtown Minneapolis location. Really nice spot. Brand new in the last few years. Nice lounge, nice bar, nice restaurant. Thank you so much, Radisson Red, downtown Minneapolis.
I figured out we're getting word if there's any substitutions made for FC Manitoba happen. We'll start with Minneapolis City. It looks as if number 17 Carson Pena is coming in at left back for number 18 Damon Humphrey. Excuse me, Damon. And number 7 Stevie Lamar makes way for number 23 Eric Contreras. So that was part of one of the ones we talked about at the half. Nate was the firepower we have on the bench, the spark that Contreras gave us against Thunder Bay in the bubble. Like, can we see that happen now? But what we still don't rectify is Dennis Mensah going to be locked in this half?
Yep, and hopefully he will, because when he is locked in, he can be dangerous. Get a little dim down there on the field, John. We got to hope these lights are going to turn on soon. As the clouds roll in, the sun is obscured. Here's Shea Bechtel on the near side looking to get to it. Held back by his defender, number 13. That's a substitution for Manitoba. Number 13 is Aaron Hidalgo.
And I think we have a goalkeeper substitution as well.
Hidalgo, great horse, legendary horse. We'll get those substitutions to you momentarily. Danger men still in there. Hidalgo looks like he's in for Justin Akili, number 15.
Gallagher looks to have come on for Floorville as well. So number 11, Mark Gallagher, coming on for number 28, Darley Floorville. Great first half for Darley.
Yeah, is that a minutes thing, John, knowing that Darley is kind of fresh back from a D1 program, Northwestern?
Well, I think he also played every minute of every game on the road trip, so There's that too.
Oh, Mensah looking for that one touch up to Hakeem. Hakeem was not in position to take it. Siefkin's got to come out.
Those are those just unforced, dangerous errors we talked about, Nate.
Yep, and it led to a really close chance. Caden Tomey, if he was a little faster, would have got to that ahead of Siefkin.
One extra touch, seeing if you can turn or playing the way you're facing, and that becomes a goal-scoring opportunity for Minneapolis City.
Yeah, there's Reveco holding up play. Hidalgo, starring Viggo Mortensen, back to Reveco. And switch the field. Bianchi on that far side puts it on frame. Siefkin comes up with it. John, this lighting situation is not great.
Yeah.
Better on camera. I'm going to start watching this monitor instead of actually watching the field.
I think that's what the referee's doing. They're changing the ball or...
Yep, taking a look at that ball.
Partly, I mean, it might be better visibility down there. We're kind of up in the bird's nest here.
Yeah, we might have tinted windows. I got tints. Windows tinted. I need my windows tinted.
Oh, Nate.
All right, ball's going to go back to Siefkin here. We're going to get started. I'll say I did not expect Bianchi to take that shot, but again, it's showing FC Manitoba's penchant for defenders and deep-sitting midfielders to take long-range shots. Not sure where that ball was going or why nobody came up with that. Hidalgo with the throw-in. Contreras was on top of him. They're going to try to switch the field forward to that far side. They had a runner there in Tomey. Woof. Bianchi runs right through Carson Pena, and there's a yellow card for Gianluca Bianchi in the 49th minute. new yellow card song from the citizens. I like it.
What is it? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know, some of what we got a card for you. All the things you do. This ball forward, and Morgan hits the turf. No call there. John, how many more times do you think the referee will allow Akeem Morgan to be brought down from behind or to have players hanging on him?
I think there's probably one just to make sure that you have the opportunity to tell them to stop.
Just a reminder. Oof.
And then there's the tell you to stop.
Yep.
Looks like the referees are stopping the play for trying to get the lights on. It is getting a little dark out.
Yep.
Lower league soccer things. Or there's a problem on the bench.
Yeah, you're right, John. We do have a goalkeeper substitution for Manitoba. Out of the game, Evan Barker. He's given up 2 on the night, replaced by number 12, Alwyn Rohde.
Fed's referee is asked to suspend play until we can get a better lighting.
Referees will be suspending play until the lights turn on. What do you think? Lights are on a... PA guy is calling for everyone to use their phone. Put your phones in the air. Get your flashlights on and help us out. But yeah, it's this camera is much better visibility than we do live. That's for sure, especially considering those balls are pretty dirty and they do not stand out
I see a
in the
facilities
dusk.
person just lightning quick running around the field.
Are you being facetious?
I am being facetious.
There is your son who might be matching his speed.
He's just doing laps. Running the 100.
He is 6 years old.
5.
That's right, 5. John, what's the latest you've played
Soccer?
into the night without lights?
Without? There was a time back in my youth days where parents parked their cars on the sidelines.
Oh.
And you know what's tough about that is when you play the switching ball, and you're looking right into
a headlight?
Set of high beams.
Oof.
Yeah. And it was in a state cup. And then the ironic thing was that it was on a Friday night, and it was in extra time, and they just couldn't quite figure out the timing, and we ended up playing late in the evening. And then overnight, Nate, it snowed 6 inches. So then we had to go out and play in the snow, and they had to brush the end lines off because it just kept snowing.
Yeah.
So we had like 2 weird situations.
Who's the dad that was? Who are the dads that were in charge of that? Like, man, a shovel. Spend your entire game in the snow on the side.
Well, and like we weren't prepared for the snow because it was I think it was down in Kentucky. It doesn't really snow a lot in Kentucky.
No, they're not ever prepared for the snow. All right, so the delay continues. The lights are not warming up. I'm not really sure what's going on. Minneapolis City players.
I see a lot of facility people on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
So
hopefully we'll get that worked out. In the meantime, John, let's pay a couple more bills. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Pedal Pub. Minneapolis City gives thanks
hey, there we go.
to the Pedal
All
Pub.
right.
There we go. Lights are on. Pedal Pub's a new 2023 sponsor. If you want, you get your crew together, you work those legs, you chug some beers, and you give the middle finger to 2 things that everyone hates. That's bars that stay in one place and people in cars.
Say, how are you struggling? You wrote this.
I know. I was just kind of reading it off the cuff. Ride the party. Ride a Pedal Pub. We also want to thank our new sponsor for 2023, Metro Transit. With buses and trains that run to every corner of the Metro, it is the easiest way to make it to the next city match. Free ride passes are available for all home games. You can learn more at Mpls City SC.com. Also want to give a shout out to Blaze Pizza. Blaze feeds the players after home games, and they're fired up to feed your family any day of the week. Visit their locations in Minneapolis and St. Louis Park, where fast-fired pizza is served right out of that oven. Learn more at blazepizza.com. Lights are on, but as you know, these things take a little while to warm up. Similar to the gym lighting in your elementary school gymnasium.
Yeah, you kind of hear the buzz of it too.
Yeah.
That
And we thought we might get some weather, John, but it looks like it's gone all the way to the north.
No idea what my child is doing.
He's sprinting, man.
Just running 100.
You give him a track, he's got to run.
Wearing his new Minneapolis City T-shirt. Mom bought him at halftime.
Nice. Spilled juice on the other one, or he just wanted something?
He didn't have one. Let him go.
He's not stopping.
Not stopping.
That's phenomenal.
Here we go, folks. We got lights.
Lights are on. Game's about to restart. It's been about a 14-minute break.
And now the fans are cheering on my son.
Yep,
running the 100.
there he goes.
He was the light delay entertainment.
Yeah, we've been waiting on this for, I don't know, what do you think, 7 minutes, 8 minutes? It's been a long time.
Something like that.
So we're going to have quite a bit of stoppage. Plan for quite a bit of stoppage after this game, folks. The clock hits 90. We're just going to keep going.
Hopefully my wife got my text that she's buying the kids T-shirts. Pick me up one of those Pride jerseys in a medium, please.
Oh, if they've got them in stock, please.
Yeah. Nate and I will trade off on it. I'll wear it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You'll wear it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and then Sunday we wash it.
Sunday we wash it. Oh, it's going to be, people are going to love us.
It's a deal, man. Deal.
Or you get the triple XL. We just wear it at the same time.
Well, now my other kid's doing it.
Well, he can't be
Maybe outdone by his younger brother.
exactly. Shown up. I thought that referee was going for a ball, but instead it's Wes Lawrence hoping to keep it out. Pushed from behind. There's the foul called on number 10, Reveco. Wes Lawrence looking to put a boot through it. Mensa goes up, can't come down with it. That was Gierchi who did. Here's Gallagher looking to move the ball forward. Contreras, I'm sorry, looking to move the ball forward. It's all right. Bechtel was not expecting that. He says, why don't you play it over there?
Can use the lighting situation.
Here we are. Hidalgo back to the throw-in.
Did we confirm if we got any other subs from Manitoba at the half?
We have not. I've not noticed any. No, we have not gotten a confirmation of that. However, giveaway. Here's Morgan in a dangerous spot. He chips over. Is that Gallagher? Takes the shot. Deflected.
Deflection.
Deflected off of number 5, Sepulvedo. That's gonna be a city corner. Really nice bit of awareness there by Hakeem Morgan. And Gallagher had the opportunity. Well taken. John, is it an accuracy thing? Hakeem Morgan is a pretty big guy, but he's the one that's always taken.
It's a situation. Do you want an outswinging? Do you want in-swinging? Accuracy? A whole lot of stuff.
Sure. Whistled for the foul. It's all right. Header was not accurate. Player gets up, not happy about the way he was treated. Has some words with the referee, but here he comes jogging back. That was Reveco. Oh no, that was Medina on the turf. Diego Medina. Dying.
Are we sure we didn't get a sub?
So far, the only subs that we've seen are Contreras, Gallagher, Pena. On the Manitoba side, it looks like number 13, Aaron Hidalgo, in for their number 15. Keeper switched out. That's all that I've been able to notice, John. All these other players still the same ones. But we'll see. Double check. Call one out if you think you see a number that's new.
I don't think so.
Siefkin looking to take the kick under the watchful eye of the FC Manitoba players warming up in the corner. On ball. There's Morgan looking for it, trying to hunt it down.
It's like nobody wanted it for a second.
No.
You guys take it.
Medina advancing it.
What I haven't
Collado, he goes
seen
back.
from Minneapolis City this half is just like getting the ball under control and like moving it, like
Yeah.
trying to get comfortable. Like there's a lot of new players on the field, and we haven't had the opportunity to kind of just get them involved.
Yeah. Here's
Gallagher's-
Gallagher
wow.
on a tear. Sepulveda thought about it, but Gallagher plays it through.
Looking for
Mensa
Mensa.
pulls his run up. Morgan not also able to get there.
Touched by Pena.
Yeah. Yeah, that Stevie Lamar sub. Oof. Avoiding the slide tackle. That was nice work from West Lawrence. Here's Contreras trying to play through. They're going to call that because Morgan was in an offside position.
And then Hakeem just calmly chips the goalkeeper.
Why not? Just show him what you can do. They'll think about that next time. Ball called back.
Now there's 3 kids racing.
Yeah, so like you said, Stevie Lamar and Darley Florville both out, probably by virtue of playing almost every minute on that Canadian road trip. Both had a nice effect on this game in the first half. Now it's up to the subs to continue that momentum. This is Contreras looking to deliver.
I think Morgan's saying like, play the ball through to me. Look at that.
Look at that
gap.
space. They're just giving it to him.
Yeah.
Morgan's making sure he's
If I-
onside
if
here.
I-
What's this, a card
There's
to...
the yellow card to.
Oh, that was a card to Kevin Garich, number 24. Some shenanigans on Gierchi.
If I'm Gallagher, I'm working on the other side of Morgan. I'm setting the pick, and Hakeem has acres of space right there.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a big body. He could probably do it himself, but
exactly that. There we go. Oh, he's just going to go cross. Ball headed on, but Rhodey, not enough power. Rhodey easily gathers it up. Manitoba looking to do something on kind of the half counter. That's played forward to Collado.
a half counter.
I don't know. It was kind of like trying to get something going, get these players out of position. In the end, Manitoba player that's offside. Minneapolis City restart.
Nate, you're talking to the owner of a fresh, brand new Pride jersey.
She done did it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Dang.
I now have 4 different versions of that jersey.
I would say, admittedly, I have not bought a Minneapolis City kit since the collarless, like ultra retro kit a couple years back, where we did the reveal at Palmer's.
Oh, the City of Lakes?
Yeah, City of Lakes kit. I think that was last year, wasn't it? That was a nice one. But I've missed out on this wing kit.
I have the short sleeve white wing kit. I have the long sleeve white wing kit.
Nice team defending.
That guy-
Ends up Gierchi losing
that's
it.
not
and-
going to feel great.
No.
I also have the 6th anniversary wing kit, and now I have the Pride wing kit. So which one do you think I like, Nate? Out of all of our jerseys, that
I don't
we had,
know.
The wing kit.
The wing kit's the one.
Also entering the game at halftime for Manitoba.
Morgan stands over the ball, hoping to delay a little bit so his team can get organized behind him, make sure he's playing these mind games.
Who took the brunt of that?
I don't know.
Whoever Gurchi's guarding down there. That guy's moving a little slow. Maybe something to keep an eye on.
Being very clear where he needs Hakeem Morgan to be. Ball delivered. That's going really deep. Cleared up and over by Big West Lawrence. Nice work.
Manitoba opting to go short here.
Yeah, City was not prepped for that. They're going to deliver on the cross.
Morgan in there.
Nice.
Good work by
Well
Pena.
done. And here's Carson Pena hoping to spring. He's got 2 players ahead of him.
Morgan's open. Morgan's open.
They're going to switch it. There's Hakeem. Can he bring it
no.
down? Oh, just could not get it under control. Able to maintain possession, however. There's Sozinski.
You talk about worst case scenario for a situation. That was it.
I mean, we had a jailbreak going.
Yep.
Drove that cart right into the ravine. See if he can direct traffic. Puts the ball where he promised. Nobody there for second ball. That's okay. Tomey tries to come down with it. Vecco has repositioned to that far side, almost a winger position now. See Manitoba trying to figure out an angle of attack. They're going to come over here to Aaron Hidalgo. Medina looking to play it in.
Oh, no.
Unlucky.
Great save by Siefkin.
Wow. Rebecca looking to come down with it. Poked away. Evan Siefkin. Amazing save. Cleaning up a little bit of a mess. Oof. FC Manitoba player down in the box. No call. There is the foul call on Dennis Mensah as he follows Enrique Garcia. Lauren's going full speed. There's lightning quick reflexes there as that ball comes right off of Lawrence's foot. Off of the onrushing Manitoba attacker. See if he can have the angle covered. Lucky. Skilled. A little bit of both.
He fly swatted that thing out of there. Big old bear paws.
Here's Hidalgo standing over it, but also Sepulvedo, number 5.
I'm not shooting this.
Yeah, he is.
Why?
Bianchi was there to try to clean up any sort of rebound, but Siefkin able to gather up that
Turn and go. Look
brief
at
bobble.
Gallagher. Oh, Gallagher was wide open.
I think, John, I will take... Oh, it's raining. We've got some rain. Hard to know that in the box.
Well, we could just look at the scoreboard.
It's true.
See it happening.
That's true.
I've seen kids head for the exits with parents, backpacks in tow.
Oh,
All the snacks don't even wet. Kids are still running the 100-yard dash.
not looking for soggy goldfish. Just a light drizzle, and it's a nice night. Well done, Carson Pena. Can he keep it in? Yes.
Here's the
Strips
numbers.
Bianchi, and yeah, City has numbers.
Take it at him and shoot.
Do it. Oh, Shea Bechtel could not get there. That ball's going to go up for a throw, which is nice.
I think Bechtel thought it might have been deflected and didn't continue his run towards it.
Yeah. These Manitoba players are going down a little easy here in the second half, John, and it's not helping them any.
Nope.
Here's your outlet. Shea Bechtel out wide. He's going to put it in the box. He slips on the turf.
Everyone's slipping on the
Rhodey
turf.
can't get a hand on it, and it was a dangerous moment for the Manitoba goalkeeper. He's able to smother it in the end.
It's like Lopez and O'Driscoll are warming up.
Morgan just a couple steps away from being able to bury that.
Step.
And suddenly, it's just a game of giveaway for FC Manitoba. Minneapolis City needs to take advantage here,
Shoot
and
the
they
ball,
cannot.
Can't get beat on a counter because you won't shoot the ball.
Like we said pre-game, I don't think we talked about it on the mic, but you and I were just chatting about it. Like, just put the ball in frame, right? Just see what happens. Put it in the box.
Multiple substitutions coming
4
out.
substitutions for FC Manitoba checking in.
We'll hopefully get details on those here in a second.
Updates humming. Here we go, John. Replacing number 23, Caden Tomey, we've got number 27, Sergio Muna. Manitoba looking to totally change their look here. Replacing number 5, Ricardo Sepulvedo, he of the long shot. We've got number 18, Juan Rea. Replacing number 19, Enrique Garcia, we've got number 7, Ethan Cabral, and it's the player we've been waiting for since we wrote his name on a Post-it note. Replacing number 14, Alessandro Collado, is number 25, Victory.
Victory.
Simply Victory.
I mean, when you come out of the womb, if you're going to get one name,
That's the one, huh? That's the one you'd pick?
I mean, it's It's better than this, like, Mark.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? There might be a great story behind it.
Love to hear it.
Well, the umbrellas are out. Some people came prepared.
Yeah. I don't think it's raining anymore. Water kick happening here. Is that Reveco? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, danger.
Ooh, yeah. When that ball gets through that first line there. Siefkin.
Siefkin. I think he might have run into somebody a little bit.
Long throw. There's Hutton. Can't get there. Pulls up.
He doesn't want to blow out that hammy.
No kidding. Oh, nice pressure by Mensa there. Forcing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it went. He did it. That's why he slowed up. Nick Hutton having a seat. Felt a little tweak.
Player to watch, Nick Hutton.
So far, impressions of Nick Hutton, though, on the day, John, as he prepares to make his exit. You know, solid in the back line. Exactly the kind of speed we needed as they were looking to go over the top and beat our center backs with both Reveco and Medina.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Hutton's he's doing it's the hamstring limp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got a little overzealous there.
So, substitution-wise, you bring in,
Probably Aiden.
you move Gierchi back maybe.
Okay.
He's had some experience back there for 3-4 matches.
Yeah. I would personally value Aiden. Yep, and that's exactly what's happening. You see Gierchi drop back next to Wes Lawrence. And Aiden O'Driscoll stands next to the ref ready.
You hate to see that from player to watch, Nick Hutton. It's such a great run of form.
And he was looking dangerous. On that attack.
While we're at it.
Additionally, looks like Brian Lopez coming in, eh?
Yeah, Brian Lopez coming in for number 25, Dennis Mensa. And also coming on this broadcast, joining us, the one, the only, Mr. Eli Goldman. Eli, what's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
We're doing well. Tell us how you're doing. We haven't seen you on the field in a while.
No, I'm doing all right. I had a pretty bad plantar fasciitis in the spring, and it started really bugging me when I got back here to Minneapolis. So I just was trying to push it for the first couple weeks and decided it was probably best to just shut it down fully.
You gonna shut it down for the whole rest of the summer then?
Yep. And I head back to school in a week or so.
Oh, well, that's probably pretty smart.
Yeah.
To set it down. So, tell us a little bit about. I mean, you're in and around the team more than we are. Tell us a little more about what you're seeing. I mean, it's been, no offense, it's been a little bit of a turn of favor since you left.
No, it has, and it's great to see.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great. Obviously in Canada they did great, and I think it's a lot of young guys and they're enjoying playing with each other, and that's what's good to see. You can see it with the celebrations and the after game stuff, and it's that's what City's about, having fun together on the field. So seeing that come together at the end here is.
You're kind of that bridge between the old brotherhood and the new brotherhood. Are you seeing some of that stuff starting again with this new group?
I think so. I mean, hopefully these guys, are really enjoying it here, like the old guys were, and they're going to continue to come back and, understand what City's all about. But no, they seem like they're really loving it out there together, and it seems like a little bit of a brotherhood, probably one that's already been developed with some of these Shattuck guys.
Yeah, a lot of guys playing together beforehand.
Right, but now with the mix of some of these St. Olaf guys in, and yeah, it's a good, fun group. Even when I was playing too, we weren't getting the results, but it's a lot of guys just trying to have fun, which is what it's about.
So tell us how preparation's going to go for your college season. Are you guys still looking strong enough for top 25?
I hope so. I mean, yeah, we lost a lot of key players getting drafted and elsewhere, so we're going to have a rebuilding group, but there's a lot of big names and stuff coming in, and so it'll take some time to get clicking in preseason, but hopefully by the end, October, November, we're starting to click, so that's the goal.
Is that part of why you're going back to Manchester right next week? Just to get ready, or?
Durham.
Durham?
Yeah. But
Get your geography right, Nate.
Durham,
Jeez.
North. Sorry, I mean they're
20
close, right?
Yeah, they are close. I've been to Manchester a couple times. Yeah, it's 30 minutes away or so. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, going. That's exactly why. Actually, a lot of us are going back just a little bit early. Maybe work some camps and just get training together because there's a lot of new faces, a lot. So it's gonna take some time.
One of your boys getting roasted against the U.S.
Who?
one of the-
Oh, I know. Oh, I
for
know.
playing for
Yeah,
Canada.
Moyes.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
Great to see him get a.
I'm so happy.
Yeah,
for
get to
him.
play in the Gold Cup
Yeah.
after coming out of college.
No, he's doing so well, and he's just one of those guys who just loves, he just loves it all the time. So I'm assuming he's enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah. Well, while we were listening to the great, the one, the only Eli Goldman, Hakeem Morgan was booked for dissent in the 75th minute for not backing up when the referee told him 3 times. So good on the referee for at least giving him 3 times. So Eli, can you confirm for me that the reports that you were seen at the Minnesota United game wearing an O'Driscoll jersey, and did you get that or did you pay for it?
Oh, I got that. Maybe someone else had to pay for it, but I didn't have to pay for it. No, yeah. I mean, I'm wearing that Rory kit everywhere these days.
I mean, I'm looking to figure out where I can get one. I mean, if I'm going to wear anything Minnesota United, it's going to be an O'Driscoll kit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask the O'Driscoll household. They're coming in few right now, but he's slowly giving them out.
Tell me a little bit about, so you've been through, this is now the 3rd coaching staff that you've worked with at I almost said Minnesota United. No, we don't want that. Minneapolis City. What's been this coaching staff like?
No, I've enjoyed it. I think it's a kind of like a professional. Carl's obviously, all of them have been in the professional world, and I think it was probably an adjustment for them, understanding.
So, yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Guys coming in, guys leaving, guys have day jobs, they can't go to away trips, things like that.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, you hit it. It's an adjustment. There's guys have different priorities. Some are trying to get lots of minutes. Some are just trying to stay fit. Some are trying to stay healthy. So I think that was probably an adjustment. But I've got all the respect for them, and I think that, it's probably something, building. It's hard. A lot of the players, they maybe only saw once or twice or didn't see it all before the first day of practice. So
here's the guys you have to work with.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice to see it starting to come together a bit here, and I think even some of the games could have gone other ways early on too.
Yeah, Eli, one more year, and you're hoping to finish your New Hampshire career on a high note. We wish you all the best, man. Thanks for coming up and joining us in the booth. You can hang out as long as you want. These are great seats.
These are good seats. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you.
All right, awesome, man. Thanks
to see
for
you
stopping
guys.
by. We'll see you.
Thanks, Eli.
Thanks, guys.
That was Eli Goldman, owner of the hat trick this season against RKC.
Yeah.
If you're going to go out with plantar fasciitis, go out with 3 goals.
Well, on the heels
Here,
of that.
let's get the cords all
I
sorted
got
out
it.
here.
Yeah,
Eli
yeah,
came
we
in.
got it. He screwed everything up. Everything's all in knots. Captain Knots.
Looks like O'Driscoll has actually moved into center back with Giertz still sitting in front.
Yeah, and that's all right. I mean, Giertz been there the whole game. He's probably feeling the rhythm in that spot, understands where the Manitoba movement's going to be coming from. So, fine move. O'Driscoll played center back admirably, John, against St. Croix.
Before that interesting red card.
Yeah, really, really just a rough game overall for O'Driscoll. Is that Dave Zeller down there?
Yeah.
Sprinting with the toddlers?
Yeah.
He looks great.
This game's had everything. Toddler sprints.
Oh, Shazinski a little late to the ball, but Manitoba returning the favor,
That was
and we're going to
Giertz.
get Giertz hits the turf.
I think the referee is going over to say no thank you to the coach.
Yep, we're going to just need you to quiet down. Oh, yellow card. Yellow card. Caution issued in what appears to be the 79th minute to the coach of FC Manitoba. And I caution these, I will caution these Minneapolis City players from engaging in too much time wasting yet. It is definitely not the 78th minute realistically in this game. I believe we are.
I do like our text messages from field side saying, "Coach, yellow card, Manitoba coach."
Yellow. Yeah, I think we're about 6. We've got about 6 minutes so far, maybe 7 of stoppage that we can expect thanks to that delay O'Driscoll cleans it up.
Great ball by O'Driscoll.
Morgan off. Really close. Just about a half step off.
Yep. We agree with that.
I don't get to see these graphics, John, since I'm usually on the other side of the booth.
It's kind of nice having a little monitor in front of you.
I love the production value.
Yeah. Tyler and Team Birchbach do a really great job. So thank you to the back of the house, Birchbachs.
What are we going to get here? We're going to have a chat with his AR.
What's this?
Doesn't feel like it's getting chippy or there's really anything interesting coming. We're getting some high fives. We're getting hugs for...
There's players
Brzezinski.
walking off the field.
Wes Lawrence high-fiving.
Do we get a lightning?
Is there some? It might be. Did he see lightning? It might be a matter of Lawrence just trying to keep people up.
Why are players hugging each other?
That's the question. Are these Minneapolis City players just taking the opportunity to reinforce their?
Well, Brzezinski and Bechtel look to be leaving the pitch. Oh, we have a stop for lightning.
Yep. There we go.
So everyone, please, at home, make sure you're safe from lightning.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to figure out what's going on here. We obviously have to have a certain amount of a delay. We have to have everyone leave the pitch and the stands. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back as soon as we know what's going on here. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you in a little bit with hopefully soccer. But if not, too bad we had Eli on before the lightning break.
I know. What awful timing.
But right now, USL 2 soccer, Minneapolis City 2, Manitoba FC 1. I'm John Bisworm. That is the Nate Morales stepping in for Eric Nordquist. We'll be back with you in a little bit with some more info, and maybe, I don't know, Nate can juggle for you or something. We'll put a camera on him. So thanks so much, and stay with us.
Welcome back, folks, to this USL2 matchup of Minneapolis City versus FC Manitoba. Currently, we are in a weather delay. Lightning has been sighted in the area, and as you know, safety first. So we've got the fans off of the aluminum stands into their cars, and we're going to be hanging out for
At least 30.
the better part of a half an hour. And that's great because we're joined in the booth by former Minnesota United beat writer for Pro Soccer. What shit?
Pro Soccer USA.
Yeah, Pro Soccer USA. Had it right.
The corpse of the Tribune Company.
Yeah, which is nice.
55-1.
Yep, he's a former writer for 55-1 and currently the staff writer for Minneapolis City SC. Welcome to the booth, Kyle Eliason. Good to have you up here.
I am happy to be your emergency bargain basement guest during a rain delay.
Yeah, you're definitely like our PA guy Eric was saying. You're the highlight package the Twins put on during a rain delay.
Yeah. This is the. I hope you guys like the 1986 season, not even 87. Right?
Yeah, right. It's like,
So Kyle, you've had this is not your career, but you've had a side path in covering soccer. How did you get your start in covering soccer?
That's a very long story, but we have a lot of time.
Yeah. Hold on, let me lay down.
Yeah. I was at UT Austin freshman year. There's like a creative writing seminar that happens in the summer. I signed up for that. Everybody that I met freshman year left, so I got really bored. I was playing a lot of fantasy baseball. Got involved with the Society for American Baseball Research to dig more into stats. Those guys started an independent program, the Minneapolis chapter. Some guys there started the independent Twins program, Game Day, they used to sell outside the Metrodome. So I started writing for those guys. That's John Bonus, like Twins Daily, Gleeman and the Geek.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they, when 55-1 launched, it was originally Northern Pitch.
Yep.
And
Northern Pitch.
all the, I wasn't in with all like the cool soccer kids, but they when they launched that soccer site, they pulled me in because they knew I was a soccer fan. So I started originally like writing match previews about Minnesota United. And you kind of had to, it was like a writer's collective you had to keep up, and nothing going on in the summers with Minnesota United.
right.
And that's right when Minneapolis City was launching in 2016. Yeah.
Correct, yep.
So I felt guilty that I hadn't written anything in a while, so I popped out to your interviewed you, John Yu, Dan Hodeman, and Nick Sint.
Yep.
And then I just decided I'd like to actually cover a beat. Jeff Reuter's a much better writer than I am. He's over at The Athletic now. There's a reason for that. Why he's there and I'm here with you guys.
Don't sell yourself short. That's his full-time job. If it was your full-time job, come on, don't sell yourself short.
But I was like, I'd like to cover a team full-time. So I covered City for 2 years in 16 and 17. Pro Soccer USA launches. And then I covered Minnesota United for a couple of years. The pandemic hits. All the advertisers pull out. Dan Hodeman reaches out, and he's like, hey, we'll pay you a stipend if you want to write for us. And I said, I know what you guys –
like money?
No. I said, Dan, I know what you guys can pay. And I've got a day job, and I'm not even going to notice the difference.
Yeah.
So I said,
I'm actually going to pay you to go to your games.
I said, here's the deal. You know, when I write for like the Tribune Company, the deal is 800, 1,200 words. Coach and 2 players interviewed due 90 minutes after final whistle. I said, I'll write for free for you guys, but deadline's going to be noon the next day. And if you don't like anything I write, I'll give you a full refund.
All right. And here you are.
I am.
Here you are writing. Talk a little bit about covering the team over the last few years.
Making away trips. I mean, you're ingrained in the team.
You're not just staying at home watching the stream whenever. I mean, you're also running the Game Day Twitter just because you're the guy that's most reliably there. Like, what's it been like to travel with this team in particular this year?
I would prefer not to run the Game Day stream. It's better if you're writing a recap if you can focus in and you're not doing that. But this is
hey, we all wear multiple hats, man.
Yes,
ramshackle organization.
People that have the title of chairman sometimes have to wash uniforms, right?
Yeah.
I still dive in and do things like that. You know, like, hey, go buy water on your way there. Okay, great. Let me hit a Yui here and hit the Holiday Station.
Yeah.
So we got to wear multiple hats. But
yeah. So I do it so it gets done. I will level with you if anybody reads the recaps on the site. There is a date line. That date line will reflect what city I was in when I watched the game. If you look at the last road swing through Canada, you will see the date line is St. Paul, Minnesota, because that's where my couch is.
It's
But
a comfortable.
There are some road trips that are fantastic road trips, and like Milwaukee is one of them.
Yep.
And to go to the Bavarians facility,
That was fun.
and to go to their beer hall. My girlfriend visits like extended family in Bavaria every year, so when that one hit the schedule, she was like poking me in the ribs and saying, you need to make sure we're planning an overnight trip to go drink some beer. And I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, John. The Schweinsachse,
No, you did good.
Oh yeah, the pig knee.
You did what
Yeah.
with the swine?
It's fried pig knee. It's
Oh.
like a
Yeah.
It's a
Not
very-
pig me, pig knee.
Knee.
There's a pause in there. Pig.
KN.
I thought he
Yeah.
said swine sexa.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different pig knee.
Yeah. But yeah, the very Bavarian delicacy. So, yeah, it's the road trips can be really fun. Some of the ones I've really enjoyed. This is the second time I went down for City's first ever game, which
Yeah.
was at Bavarian Park
Yeah.
in 2016. So it's all come full circle. Not all that full circle because City only managed yet another 1-1 draw. Or was it 0-0 draw the first time?
It was 0-0 first
Zero-
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
At this point, what's the difference?
so Kyle, you get to in your career writing for Minneapolis City, like you said, you have some demands. I get two players. I get the coaches every time, right?
Yeah.
You've met some crazy characters. I mean, there have been we've had some conversations that
I know
there
where
have
you're
been
going
some
with this.
there have been some players that are absolute characters to interview, and there have been some players who are absolute dead fish. I mean, without who would
No,
you
tell
say?
us. Who's been your best interview?
Who's been your best interview?
No, let's start with who's been your most challenging interview.
Eric Contreras, current center midfielder, very good attacking center midfielder for Minneapolis City. Exciting to see him on the field in the second half. You are going to have to get a pliers out and work on his molars to get him to give you more than a one-sentence answer to a question.
He just wants to play soccer, man.
He just wants to play soccer.
So then, who's been your favorite?
Carl Craig. So
well,
so
give me him, and then what about him, and then a player.
Yeah.
who do I like as a player? So
Well, start with Carl.
Yeah, I mean, Carl is a great interview. Anybody that's covered soccer in Minnesota remembers the Minnesota United days. Some guys have that personality, that charisma, and they give a good quote.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl is 110% that.
Really? I don't see it.
Who do I like from this year's squad?
I mean, any all time.
All time. Aaron Olsen's always a good one.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
what I
good
was
one.
going to say. If
yeah,
you didn't,
I can joke. And Aaron's a guy that if you're ever covering a team and you're doing post games, you can joke a lot after a win. After a loss, people don't really feel like
Yeah.
the jokes, right?
Yep.
But and so I know not to do that, right? That was never a problem. But Aaron, Aaron's a good interview. You can have some fun with Aaron. He's a good guy.
See, my favorite's James Nair, Big Game James. Like watching him do when we were doing the video interviews post game.
Yep.
Watching him just crush Little Caesars and
And just chat, or just when he sent our video message for our 200th podcast. Just the BS flows freely from his mouth, as natural as water down a hill, and it's wonderful to talk to him. Almost as wonderful it is to talk to Kyle Eliason, staff writer. Kyle, thanks for joining us up here.
John is giving like the hand.
That's
under
it.
neck.
The hook.
You're
Cutting him
getting the
off.
hook.
giving him the hook. No, I'm cutting Nate off. But Kyle, all jokes aside, thank you so much for what you do. I mean, if you didn't do it, who else was going to do it?
Yeah, that's my qualification.
Wow.
So we appreciate.
It's a ringing endorsement.
I am certified better than nothing.
He's a guy that just does it. He's the one that does it.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, Kyle. You are not the ultimate fallback. We have another guest coming in here after the break. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring in staff photographer,
Yes.
the Daniel Mick.
Yeah. I hope you got the windows open, right?
Yeah.
It'll smell better that way.
Yeah. All right. Well, for those of you who have left us, we are in a rain delay. We're probably about 15-ish minutes into it. We have 30 that we have to go through. So if you want to turn it off and look at Twitter, Kyle will let you know when we're back. But why not stay on? So I'm John Bisworm. That is Nate Morales. That was Kyle Eliason, Minneapolis City staff writer. We're going to take a quick break, pay some more bills, and then we'll bring on the guy who does all the cool pictures, Mr. Daniel Mick. So stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen that are still with us, thank you so much. We appreciate it. My name's John Bisworm. I'm alongside the Nate Morales. We are still in our lightning weather delay of this USL League 2, matchup between Minneapolis City and Manitoba FC. We stopped around what the clock says 80th minute, but there was some issues with the lighting, so we had a lighting delay. Now we have a lightning delay, but we're working through it. We're trying to figure it out. Things are weird, but that's what we thrive in the weird. But we just had Kyle Eliason, our staff writer, and basically a non-league soccer writer for many years, and we thought, why don't we stay with multimedia?
Yeah.
Or media in general.
Let's stick with the multimedia department, the AV department.
Yeah. Let's stick with all of them, and we are joined by Daniel Mick. Daniel Mick is the marquee Minnesota soccer photographer. Dan, thanks for joining us in this delay.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be on the radio instead of behind a camera photographing the end of this game.
Technically, it's not radio; it's internet streaming. It's close.
I mean,
there's no
what is
camera.
radio?
There's no camera pointed at you.
Yeah.
We get it.
I mean, that's what you need with me. Is no camera on me. That's why I'm behind the camera.
Yeah, you'd like to be behind the camera, which is okay. Some people have a face for being behind the camera, and some have a face for being in front of the camera. No offense.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah. All right, Dan. So you've been with the club probably since the beginning as well. Did you make that Bavarians trip with Kyle and John and I? Maybe Davey Bakes was there. A couple other people.
It's heckling.
I drove the fan bus.
You did. You did.
That's right.
I drove
With
the
the
fan
elders.
bus with Matt Elder's father, Sergeant John Elder, behind me. And
Who
we were just,
sat shotgun?
Oh man, it was Pribble maybe. No, it was someone. It wasn't Hodeman because Hodeman was driving the other truck. But yeah, it was. I can't remember exactly who it was. That was a trip though. That was fun. Sitting there talking, like rolling into the stadium right after I figured out John Elder was a Minneapolis police officer and playing like some music going in just to hype up the fans, and didn't realize some of the lyrics might have been anti-police at the time. So yeah, that's
We're talking like some NWA or something.
It's 2016, so
we were
the
playing Run the Jewels.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
not like Ice-T.
No,
Okay,
no.
good,
It wasn't.
good,
It wasn't quite as explicit, but I remember like that's a fun story that I haven't quite admitted many places. Because it was a fun story from that one. That was my first soccer game I ever photographed ever. I didn't tell anyone coming into this. Like, I've never photographed anything. I was back in college for the second time. Community college, taking a visual communications course. And I wanted to take photos. So I connected with a friend who connected me to Kyle, and that was the first time I ever actually I had taken like 2 lacrosse game photos before that, and it was, it was an experience.
That was kind of going to be my next question. Is the arc of your photography career as you have photographed Minneapolis City, you photographed Minnesota
right
Aurora. We'll talk about that in a little bit. You photographed Minnesota United. You were at the All-Star game.
That was a trip.
Right?
Like,
were you at the festivities? All the festivities? Like
I got to like
the skills challenge.
The skills challenge beforehand. I got to do like all of the players doing bicycle kicks and all that.
That's sweet.
That was a trip because like the most famous person I've ever photographed up to that point was probably Zlatan. He was just a delight to photograph, just a giant human being and a force of personality. But the All-Star game was like, there was so much pageantry around it that I hadn't experienced that because I'm a lower league photographer. I've been around doing this. Mm-hmm. Shot Minnesota United for a couple of years. Started off with 55-1 and then worked in for Wonderwall, the supporters group, Dark Clouds, and all that. But City's kind of been my again, pathway to pro for a lot of things they say. That's at City here anyway.
Yeah. And the arc of your career, like I was going to say, like it's kind of followed Minneapolis City, right? Like this is your portfolio. This has been your opportunity to grow, to experiment. What are some of your favorite moments that you've photographed in Minneapolis City history?
Oh,
some of your favorite images that, by the way, will be for sale on your website.
Yes. So one of my favorite games ever was one of the first games Duluth visiting at Edor Nelson Field. It was the game where a couple players earned a donkey nickname. There was one player specifically for Duluth who was like just belittling offensive players in front of him. And it was high passion. I think Goose might have gotten a red card that game at the very end.
Whitney Brown did.
Whitney Brown. Okay, it was Whitney Brown that got the red card in that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was that. I love high passion because you love seeing intensity. That means the players mean something to them. It means something to the fans. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm trying to capture an image.
I was in the
itself.
donkey
So,
days of Duluth too,
the
man.
donkey days of Duluth, yes. So I always try and make those away trips. They're a lot of fun.
I hope we get some of that on Tuesday.
That's donkey days on Tuesday.
But it's kind of been like, if you had a guy that you hated in high school and then you see him out at the bar again in 10 years, you're just like, hey, what's up, man? Haven't seen him forever. You're not trying to start that beef again.
Yeah, not again. It'll be fun. I like the photographer for Duluth. His name's Holden. He's awesome. His brother's also one of the media creators.
Great.
As we're seeing some photos come through here, you may actually see some from that game I was talking about. Kevin Hoof is in that one.
Nice.
Here's some of I think this is 2019.
Yep.
That jersey, yeah, that was a good time.
Our last year?
Yeah.
The second to last year in NPSL.
Dan, you've been able to turn this into a little bit of a career, more than a hobby, right? Because you are also a photographer on field for Minnesota Aurora, and you have been since they started their inaugural season. A little bit. Did you have to work your way on there?
I photographed their first game, just showing up because they were allowing anyone to come. And then in the playoffs, they had a photographer who actually got the plague and couldn't make it. So I got called up at that point thanks to the sickness.
Perfect.
And they decided that they really liked my work. I did some merch photography for them during the off season, and they brought me on. And it's been a whirlwind to see that because it's completely different vibes, a little more polished. City's always been punk rock, which I love. And this is, a little bit, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just a different league, a different vibe. It's some really incredible players to photograph, and they have a lot of personality too.
Compare the cheesing for the camera that you get at Minneapolis City or Minnesota Aurora as lower league with the challenges that you might face, but also the benefits that you might get out of photographing a MLS game.
MLS games, you have an incredible speed to the game, so it's harder to get those crisp images, and the players don't quite focus out and try and find the random photographer who's just showing up there. But when you're the team photographer and the players are looking for you, like Hakeem, before this game, I was talking to him. I was like, hey, I want you to score a couple of goals for me. He said, I can get you 2. So he still owes me 1 from tonight, but he said he would celebrate his first one in front of me, and he did. So that kind of connection, that kind of relationship with players really helps get better images, which is just better marketing for the team and creating better memories all around. So,
well, you talked about you like to capture chaos,
yes.
but also emotion, right?
Yes.
Like we're looking at some of your photos, and I mean the one that's popping up right now, like capturing the citizens. And is there anything that you've kind of honed in over time? You talked about maybe this you weren't necessarily seasoned coming into working in soccer, but you're capturing just kind of like, in my opinion, like iconic lower league photography.
By the way, one of my favorite pictures you've taken, and that's not the one, but is the one of Matt Elder walking out with my stepson Olin when he was just a little guy.
So
that's phenomenal.
Have there been things that you've honed that you look for that you find the cues throughout a game?
Yeah.
So I start the games a lot of time on the end line, kind of where the 18-yard box juts into the goal line there. When you sit there, you get a lot of players running at you, especially balls over the top. You got a lot of fast players in this league. So if you can look for that, you have players making eyes at you, at the ball, and you have a player trailing them. That's like a 3 out of 5 great image to start off. Every single marketer, every single player wants that tweeted out. Just a nice, simple image. And then on top of that, you have weird lights that come into stadiums, especially lower league. You've got all sorts of natural and artificial lights. So you get to play with that coming through, and that's kind of my favorite thing, and that's what my landscape background kind of lends itself to, capturing light and capturing images and finding a nice, solid background to find something interesting in the foreground.
You're wearing one of the Pride kit right now,
Yes.
and you took some amazing photographs of
thank
the
you.
Pride kit. Modeled by players, modeled by the creator Miles Stockman Willis, modeled by supporters. Is that a part of photography that you've also had to learn? Is how do you manage
the
players?
non-action shot?
Yeah, the non-action shot, right? Just guys that
Give
are
me
probably
blue
super
seal.
awkward. Where do I stand? Do I look at you? Do I look where?
Quite a bit of merch photos.
Managing the models, the players as models, has to be a little bit different.
A lot of these players, I mean, I'm going to just mention the two of the people I was photographing. That is Jonah Garcia and Miles Stockman Willis. They are not unattractive people by any means, so they kind of know
helps.
their own angles, which really helps. Getting them
Catch
in
my good
front
side,
of
please.
Yes, getting them in front of
There's one right there.
there's Miles there. So I'm going to talk about the light modifier here in the background because that's just under Augsburg's
And it
seats
was
there.
pitch black.
It was dark. You could not see anything, so I built a light modifier that actually cast some different colors up in there, so it created a background that was just blur and flat, but also interesting. And then I had a white harsh light hitting everyone in front, or hitting the model in front of it to create that sharp, crisp image. And that was a lot of trial and error, learning that over the years. My wife has been a model of a lot of my photography, just taking any photos that she'll let. Because, I take a lot of photos, so I annoy the people that are around me the most. So learning what light, indirect, direct light, harsh, all that, just trying to find what makes an image pop a little bit more. A lot of that's going to be the lens you use, a lot of that's going to be the camera, but understanding how light hits something, and I learned a lot of that with playing with film photography.
Oh, there's your lighter.
That's my basement right there. That's the light modifier.
Looks like an old medieval rack or something, man. What are you doing with that?
Yeah, so that's it's a softbox with grid lighting in there, so it actually keeps the direction of the light as you're spraying it back there. And I should have had the darker colors in the middle because darker colors absorb more light as they send out. The lighter colors would have sprayed it out a little bit on the edges, but you live and you learn.
Now you know.
And I'll do that better for next time.
It's almost like you sound like you know what you're doing here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and this is like a hobby for me that I make money at, but my day job is in IT, which is a lot of fun. So
We briefly touched on it, but talk about your experience at the MLS All-Star Game, because that was something that you had to apply for basically a pass.
yes,
Right, and hope and just cross your fingers and hope to get picked. And they,
Did you send photography in? What was the process?
yeah,
So for that one, I'm kicking photos over to Tyler here so he can pull those up as we see them because I've got a couple of them here. So I applied under Wonderwall, which was the fan group of Minnesota United. They let me in with that. I didn't have to submit much more than that. I think I've got good contacts at Minnesota United that may have said, "Oh yeah, this guy's legit." But that was a crazy one because it's some of the best photographers I've ever seen on Instagram.
Well, you're with.
They're showing up.
Well, and you're with. Who are you with? You're with Sports Illustrated. You're with ESPN.
They're sending out people, but like Adidas, who are hiring like the young whippersnappers that are really good and taking excellent images.
like the young guns go out.
Devin I can't remember his last name. It's like a French thing. His name's Devin Lamoureux or something like that. He just photographed, or he just got released on the EA cover. He shot Erling Haaland. So he shot the MLS game for Adidas and MLS. And he was like front row and center. If you can find him on Instagram, I'll probably share some of his stuff tonight if you listen to this. He took some of the coolest images I've ever seen of Ray and Heath together. Like them hugging, which you don't see that often, but he got this image right up in there, black and white. It was, it's crystal clear. So seeing those photographers and just being around them and seeing how they capture the game and where they go, that was me geeking out. Obviously, the players that are there. You've got,
You're in the
men's
grass.
national team players. You've got the players from Mexico's national team that are all over and playing in Europe.
Yep.
Oh man.
And they're right there in
it's
front of you, right? So it's Carlos Vela, playing
So
playing for us, right? You've got, who else was at that game? Now that I'm thinking about it, obviously Chicharito, right?
Chicharito's there. I am getting photos right now to
Walker Zimmerman.
Oh, Tyler, where's your email here?
It is
and
basically
Zimmerman
like
had his kids there.
Yep, Mukhtar, like all these guys. I mean, phenomenal opportunity to be on the field, on the pitch, front row with these guys. What's the approach? Like, what do you take? Is it different than, like you said, here in the USL2, NPSL, the game flows a certain way. You kind of can understand what the guys' speeds are going to be, so you know where to post up.
Yeah.
Like, was that a game of adjustments and trying to figure out, like, what is the best place to be for some of the best shots?
So with those bigger games, I've also shot one men's national team game. Those are the two biggest events I've shot.
The cold one or the warm one?
The warm one.
Okay,
yeah, the warm one where
The cold one.
Giazzi's artist scored off his face. That was a fun one.
Yep.
My
dad took my dad to that one.
Yeah, I was way happy to be at the warm one. So those are the biggest games I've ever photographed, and you are kind of in a seat. You aren't allowed to move much.
Oh.
They kind of keep you there. I even asked the All-Star game, I was like, hey, could I go like up to the second deck or something just to shoot down? Couldn't get access for that. So
you get what you get. You're just basically like, whatever unfolds in front of me, that's my opportunity. I got to make the best of it.
So yeah, here's some photos from the national or the All-Star game here. It was I'm trying to think of just how many random players were in that one. Seeing Ray and Jesus Ferreira absolutely handle it was Mukhtar that won the skills comp with the crossbar from the halfway line.
Yep.
That was a fun one.
There he is. There's Herrera. There's Chicharito. And especially being at the skills competition when guys are having a little bit more fun, probably. They're kind of goofing around a little bit more. You're going to get some more candids.
Yeah, and the players are happy to be around each other as opposed to, in a more competitive match. They're not friendly. They're not joking with players from the opposing teams, even though, who knows how many times they played against each other in different ways.
Sure. Well, Dan, it's been great getting you up here and talking to you. I want to make sure before we take off that you get an opportunity to talk about your website and some of your images from Minneapolis City and other games that you have photographed that are for sale.
Yeah, so a lot of my photography is sports, yes. You can follow me on socials. I also post a lot of landscapes, or not a lot on there, but every year I do a calendar, 12-month calendar for usually release that around Christmas or so.
Firemen of the Upper Peninsula?
No, we have been talking about doing
a Sexy City calendar.
A Sexy City calendar. So at some point, maybe
I'm going to be January. That's my birthday. So.
On board. Let's do it. Daniel McPhoto at Daniel McPhoto on Instagram, the bird app that's dying. My website is danielmcphoto.smugmug.com. I'm getting that switched over, so it's just going to be Daniel McPhoto. At some point, I'll redirect here. Fun IT stuff with getting all that around. So
nice. There we go.
All right. Well, Dan, thanks so much for coming in with us. We really appreciate you just dropping some photo knowledge on us. Like, these are little things that people don't necessarily get to see about lower league soccer or even at the professional level with the photos you've taken with your experience. So we appreciate you coming in. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully we'll play another game here sometime.
We'll know. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to kind of try to find – well, maybe not a quick break. We're going to take a break. We're going to try to find out what's going on here. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. That is the Nate Morales. Thank you to the support staff in Team Birchbach for throwing a curveball with us to try to figure out what's going on.
Catching a curveball with us.
Catching a curveball with us. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you in a little bit.
Thanks for hanging with us, folks. If you are still on the stream wondering what is going on, we are in between the 70th and the 80th minute here, and we have had full stoppage due to lightning and weather for about an hour, maybe 45 minutes. The weather is getting stronger and really rolling in, so we have doubts as to whether or not the rest of this game is going to be played tonight. It probably will not, and what that means from a league standpoint, we're not sure.
Yeah, so if we don't know if it is a Minneapolis City 2-1 victory. We've been leaning our heads out of the press box, staying dry up here, and we don't really know what the official word is. But please visit USL League 2, their website, which I will give you in a second. It's uslleaguetwo.com for more information, or you can go to @MPLSCitySC.com on Twitter, and we will provide you with any updates on what the final outcome is. But regardless of of whether we're playing this, in 10 days later, or Manitoba says, screw it, this is their last game of the season, we still have one more to play. But outside of that, Nate, the Crows came out ready to go in this one.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw that with goals in the 17th minute and the 31st minute, both from Hakeem Morgan and Darley Flourville. Gave a bad giveaway, led to Manitoba pulling one back.
Reveco.
Yep, but Minneapolis City had looked throughout the night dangerous over and over and over again, and you got to feel like this is going to give the momentum going to Racine this weekend.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I guess we pack it up then.
Yeah, might as well.
The lights are off at the stadium, so I think that means go home, but who knows?
Who knows? Hate to end the stream, hate to end the coverage, but if it does pick up and we do play another 10 minutes of soccer before it gets gone,
you
can
follow us on Twitter.
Yep, on Minneapolis City Game Day, or check the results on the USL League 2 website. Thanks again for enjoying a nice Thursday night with us. A sparkly, lightning-filled Thursday night. We're getting a real fireworks show here.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Yep, I've been Nate Morales. This has been John Bisworm. Check us on the People's Pitch on Spotify, and we'll catch you on Tuesday for Duluth.
Thanks so much.